So while studying Genesis 24, I'm realizing there's a parallel between Genesis 24 and John 4. Genesis 24 is the start of when Abraham asked the servant, his most, I guess you could say, precious servant, the one who owns everything and oversees everything that Abraham has, swears an oath to him by putting his hand under his thigh. And when he swears that oath, he asks him to go to the land of which he came from and find relatives of his to find a wife for Isaac. And so this servant in charge of everything Abraham has goes and finds Rebecca. They have this encounter by the well, just like Jesus and the lady by the well. And what's interesting is, if you know the Samaritans, and if you know that the Jews didn't really believe that they were necessarily related to them, there's a really long, complicated history. I'll put a link down below if you want to get in depth into how that happened. But I guess they're not full Jews, at that time. I don't know about now. I have no idea what history is as of today. But anyway, so Jews would actually go around that area where they were, Samaria, I think it's called. And so Jesus went through, which is weird, right? And that's where the Samaritans are. And he sat by a well. I even believe it is Jacob's well. And he has this conversation with this lady, right? And what's interesting is the father of Isaac said, "My son is not to go there. You are to bring a wife back to him. He is not to go there." He says that several times. "My son Isaac is not to go there. You are to bring back a wife." And they have this conversation, but what if she does not come back? All these things. And this wife has to be related. So this is an interesting thing, because when Jews would go through this area, they'd actually wipe off the dirt from their sandals, because they didn't want any of the cursed land on their feet. That's how much they did not like these people. They believed the land itself was cursed because they're people who are not really Jews, And so he's sitting here having a conversation, offering this lady the same thing Rebecca offered. And if you just listen to what Rebecca says, again, this is a quick little note of me when I'm studying, but she says, "My father has room for you. There's enough room in my father's house for you. We can pretty much host you." So it just seems interesting how a servant who was in charge of all of Abraham's things went to go find a wife, and she was offering him a place in her father's house. Whereas it seems as though Jesus was offering her a place, a distant relative. See, so this confirms a lot of things, because remember, he came to the Jew first. Very interesting. But anyway, the second thing, I was also looking at how in the book of Genesis, you remember when Lot said, I cannot, the destruction of this place will overwhelm me, let me run to the next town. And then Jesus says in the gospel, he says, "You will not get through all the towns of Israel before the Son of Man comes." There are 77 towns in Israel. I don't know what that means. I'm just saying. It's just something that came to my attention recently. But anyway, this is Linda of Christ is King Forever. May God be with you.